Hello everyone, especially Erasmus teachers, and welcome to this talk about educational experiences and how to learn from team projects. My name is Steph and I'm so glad to be here because today I will talk about two special projects that my classmates and I did in our last academic year of sociocultural and tourist animation. In our vocational course, it's very common to work with people in person, but this time we had to adapt to the situation. These projects were done in our class because of the health restrictions that we had to respect. That's the reason why these projects were almost all the time online. But that's good because we were able to improve our digital skills. First of all, during the 2 academic years, we created a brand to represent us, whose name is TASOCTers. Most of the things we did were as a fictitious entity, and in both experiences you will see that this is the name we use for the projects we did together. It's not especially important, but it's fun. The first project was a blog about youth information. We created a free WordPress site and we uploaded some resources and content related to the topic we were studying at that moment. This project was done by the students in the Youth Information subject with the help and guidance of the teacher Alejandra Mesa. The aim was to work on specific content in an area where we could improve our skills and meet individual learning needs. The coordinator, our teacher, was in charge of dividing us into small teams. There were 8 sections in total. Blog design, where the team was responsible for designing and collecting the resources and content. In the library, books on feminism, racism, philosophy, history, among others, were recommended. In the section of employment, we taught how to access to job search platforms or create more eye-catching CVs. In the podcast Valor Joven, we talked about local volunteering or European volunteering, as well as other programs such as Erasmus+. In Escucharte, we uploaded videos of interviews with artists and their artistic careers. In the section of local routes, we presented routes for beginners that can be done in our province. In Atrévete, the responsibles recorded videos in which they made public some cultural and sports activities of the season. And finally, in the last category, we shared some interesting documentaries. The skills developed by the students were how to create a blog in WordPress, how to edit videos and audios, how to work in a coordinated way, how to instill emotions through art, how to evaluate in a critical and constructive way, how to learn from others, how to work in small teams, and how to develop individual talent. The result was a blog full of resources for young people and professional youth workers. The second project was a magazine about rural tourism called El Canem. We did research to find information about cities and towns in Castelló, and then we wrote about topics related to responsible tourism. This project was done by the students in the touristic animation subject with the help and guidance of the teacher Juan Barrachina. The aim was to work on the content of the book and in small groups and dealing with a topic of our own interest through a common project. This time, we organized the project on our own, and we created the following small teams: sports, nature, gastronomy, accommodation, and design and layout. And our coordinator was in charge of correcting the text and checking that everything was going well. Each week, a group prepared a program of tourist activities and they were included in the magazine. The magazine was published every 2 weeks. We also used to have a team meeting at the end of each class to know about the progress of the project. The skills developed by the students were how to find, select and adapt information, how to design a magazine with Canva, how to work in small teams and manage a project, how to have productive meetings, and how to communicate with other people. And given that the project was an idea that we suggested to the teacher, we also learned that we can learn in a fun, creative, and proactive way, and that we can improve our reality. The result was 3 installments of the magazine during the last term. To conclude, I would like to give you some tips that can be useful to work with team projects in class. First, before starting the project, focus on the creation of teams according to the personality and talent of each student. Second, it's important to remember the deadlines. Third, don't forget that everyone must get involved in the evaluation to improve the project, the design, the resources, the content. And the last but not the least, let your students surprise you because you never know what can happen. And those are all the things I wanted to share. Well, if I can choose one more thing to add for students and teachers, it's the following quote. And it's never stop learning because life never stops teaching. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you have fun in the next activities that the Erasmus team has organized for all of you.